we made a couple grand. He never treated you like a real twin. Money, you why he a king on IG? Why you even bother? You won't get together. He got another woman, but he wanna play defender. So go, so wild, Mr. Peter. With the love for your life, sister, you a killer. You were a firefly queen, don't you ever bigger. And if they bow down this, what the fuck it is? He ain't really even like you. He ain't really even want you. I mean, you need to understand. Need you to understand. Need you to understand. Need you to understand. Need you to understand.
Family, karibuni sana to yet another beautiful episode of the Rhythm Scoop Show right here on the Blackout Fire Network radio station. We are back like we promised just a few minutes ago, and of course it is exactly 3 minutes past 3 p.m. right here in the 254. What's the time on your end? How has your week been? And of course I'm wishing you nothing but again a blessed and peaceful weekend. Once again, this is the Rhythm Scoop Show, brought to you every 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. on every Monday and Fridays. Karibuni sana. My name is Joby, the captain of the show.
What's good, beautiful people? I bet we were with you the other minute, like in the last 5 minutes. But anyway, karibuni sana once again to the Rhythm Scoop Show. I hope your Friday is going well and it is finding you at great health and at peace as well. Karibuni sana once again. My name is Katie. In case you're joining us for the first time, feel free to interact with us.
What's up, good people? Karibuni sana to the Rhythm Scoop Show. Enjoy. My name is Shmani.
Yes, so karibuni sana once again. You've heard it, and of course let us know what's the time on your end. How has your week been? We'd really love to hear from you, and of course thank you to everyone who has been with us throughout the week. We really appreciate you coming back. Those who catch the shows on the replay, we do appreciate you so much. That was Tabby for Life, and of course this is an album that was released I think a few months ago, and of course my favorite bangers from this one is literally The Bad Girl. Literally that one, Understand, and a couple more. She also has another piano on top of it. You can go check her out on Spotify, and of course support them girlies out here in the 254. We also have Shazzy B. She has released an album today. You guys can go and check it out on Spotify, on Apple Music, on Boomplay, and of course support the young ladies. You keep on hearing people saying that we don't have the 254 FEMCs. If I'm calling them FEMCs, yeah? CFEMCs, hivyo venye umesema. But anyway, go support the women outside there, and of course keep us on top of the chart. This is Bad Girl, not Going Up. Bad Girl. I literally know the songs literally. This is Bad Girl, Tabby for Life, and of course I hope you guys get to enjoy. We're coming back with the quote of the day and the shenanigans that have been going on throughout the week. Enjoy, and of course also keep us positive in case you have anything to also share with us. Tabby for Life, Bad Girl. I also hope you guys get to enjoy this one and bang onto it.
Bad girl, but I do play wifey. You only what you can do. You've been playing arms to me, boy. Girl like me, never thinking that.
Tuning into the Blackout Fire Radio.
My girl is perfect. Do that and that's when you perfect. I can't always play the love that I feel for you. It's so down, you're perfect. Baby, if you want me, don't be shy. Tell me exactly what you like. I didn't be a good boy. Take me over the
Someone said a lot of people struggle with sleep because sleep requires peace. Again, I spread peace. Peace. Period. That's my quote of the day.
Okay, my quote of the day says relax. It's the weekend. just don't blink or it will be all over.
Yes, my quote of the day is Happy Friday. Here is to all of us who made it through the week, another week of faking adulthood.
Wow. Karibuni sana once again. You can also keep us positive in case you have anything positive you want to share with us. This is Bad Girl. Let us know how you feel about it. This is a new album, few months released ago, and of course I hope you guys get to enjoy this. Enjoy this. Tabby for Life, playing right here on the Black Hot Fire Network. All about art, entertainment, and culture every Monday and Friday, brought to you right here every 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And of course, hope you guys get to enjoy this amazing episode of today. Shout out to also everyone with us on TikTok. In case you're joining, also consider tapping the screen, follow the host, and also download our app on the Google Play Store. Karibuni sana. How's you guys' week been?
Been good.
Been good?
Yeah.
Mine is good.
I'm also okay. I can't complain. I'm looking forward to see what the weekend is all about. And of course, shout out to all the amazing young black women out there. Literally all the black women. Shout out to you, no matter where you are in the world. Karibuni sana once again. Today we shall be talking about a few things that have been going on in the country. And of course, this is starting with what literally was happened today. We've seen that our very dear own president, which we just mentioned a few minutes ago on the show. I also want us to debate on it because I think Kenya is being given so much hierarchy right now that it doesn't require. We saw our roads being mentioned the best, actually the express road, which we have 25 years to pay of debt, which you see it's very poorly constructed, and we don't even understand the purpose of the express road because you're not going to reduce common in terms of traffic. You have to pay literally for you to escape traffic and all that, which is super high taxes and all that. But also we saw, which I had Shmani talk about also earlier on the Vibe show, Kenya was also ranked, the city itself, among the best cities in Kenya. Now I see the president
In Africa.
in Africa.
Yes.
Wow.
And
Okay. Time 100 climate list of change makers in climate action, and the list includes Billy Gates and Billie Eilish. I think you did mention that, and this is comments are saying. But personally, on my thoughts, before I even get to see what the comment people are saying and hearing your response, this is bullshit. What is not? This is not something we're supposed to be celebrating. We're actually supposed to be going against right now, demonstrating and literally trying to make Ruto feel very belittled because of how he's selling away the continent and the country. Because we had the Africa Climate Summit, not just for Kenya, but the whole continent, held right here in the 254. And I do agree with Keith when he says, and that's what I said a few minutes ago, or rather on the previous show, that I believe actually Ruto is a very deep state, not just a puppet. He's a very deep state puppet who's been signed and is really delivering the way he's supposed to. Personally, I do not actually applaud him for this, and if there's any Kenyan literally who's approving this and celebrating this, you need to be cautioned because your life, it was a video. There's a new, among the New World Order, under the New World Order, the climate change bullshit. This comes with the test of the VSCCIN we've seen, and a lot of things literally that are gonna lead us to a lockdown. And I was literally telling the person I was literally looking the video with that this has already happened. This is literally already here. This is already here in Africa. We can see so many bills being passed that even most of the African people don't understand what we're really being gotten into. We are complaining about the cost of living, but let me tell you, shit is about to get real. Keith was just telling me how we have 17. Not sure, but I'm giving the approximation to the robots that have replaced the job opportunities. 17,000 people have been fired on Amazon. This is crazy. Shit is getting real, and we having these bills and the bills being signed without us thinking. We're thinking it's a normal thing. It's the loan we're getting from IMF and all this nonsensical from China, and all the allies. I don't know what you guys think about this.
Personally, it's always said, and I think one of you said that when you see a white man praising you, of course you're doing something that is not okay by your people. Now, you see, Ruto has been named one of the top people in the African, climate changes. And now when you're talking about the climate change, I look at the climate right now. If you go on social media, all over, everywhere is flooding. Everywhere. Mombasa, Bamburi. I also saw in Dubai.
Dubai, Qatar.
Yeah, like now let us look at now here. We have flooded places. How are we coping with that? How are we preventing our own people from actually facing all these floods? Ukiona boy flani, I saw him on one of the vlogs. He's saying water maji mengia hadi kwa the main house.
Yeah.
Like their whole house is full of water. And this is a rain that has happened maybe for a day or so. So you ask yourself, you're being named or ranked the top ones in the climate change and list, and how is your country, how are you even coping with now the climate change? Did you just sell us, and now it is also a way for Kenyans to lose their lives through these floods? It can also make sense. You can't even when it comes to, and then who again makes this list? Ask yourself. Who
comes up with
who comes up with this list? When we talk about Nairobi being the first city, I mean, look at the drainages, look at the streets of Nairobi.
Mombasa is
and tell me,
right,
is that a #1 city in the world, in the whole of Africa? There are better places. But
South
who actually makes this list that will favor somebody? They're favoring you because you're actually doing something for them. And that is why you find now Kenya. Now, I'm so sure if you go through the comments, there's a lot of negative comments. I'm so sure because what happens is watu wa nje, they upload. But the people on the ground, they already know what's popping. Literally, you can go through even 2 or 5 comments. Utapata there is nothing positive because people will be like, nah, they already are getting what is happening.
I don't think so, because I see, let me go into the comments before Katie gives her own point. I see one of them says Mr. International Cloud Chaser. So this is a joke. This comes like a joke.
Yeah, but it's not a good one.
Yeah, true, it's not a good one. Mwingine anasema amewaambia wasipomweka kwa list watalipa hiyo list tax. Okay,
you see, people already, in fact, they're not saying it directly.
They are mocking
him. You see, when you see when you see people who upload what Kenya is and the president and everything are people from outside. The people on the ground, the Kenyans themselves know what's going on. Because you're uploading him, na sisi ndio tuko on the ground, where the people who are facing all these things. So it's a cover up for you to show the world out there that actually Kenya is a good state, but the people in the country, because I'm so sure those people who are commenting, all of them are Kenyans, literally. And it might come out as a joke, but it's actually nothing good. It's sarcastic.
It is sarcasm. And I also see another one says it's far from actually the Nobel Peace Prize. Wangari Maathai still holds the record. So far he's trying. He's not trying anything. Literally.
I saw a video. I don't know if you can play it. Do you have BNN?
Yeah.
BNN. Now they've posted and they've written Citizen TV going savage. This is about tree planting.
Yeah, I wanted to listen to that.
Government spokesman began by laying out the numbers of trees planted.
Did you get it? You have BNN? Yeah, just play the video where they say city, and then you hear how even people wanasema. It's so crazy because they're trying to explain that there was tree planting, right? This is one way to actually curb the climate change, right? But now they're saying, he said we are supposed to plant an exaggerated number. And this exaggerated numbers is going to come out if all Kenyans plant it. All Kenyans, meaning the ones in the hospital, the ones that are even very small babies, have been counted. And then it's not that, kindly just listen, just play
exercise. The government spokesman began by laying out the numbers of trees planted. He said Kenyans planted 150 million trees on the National Tree Planting Day. Now, assuming that the green holiday lasted 8 hours, that would mean that at least 18 million trees were planted every hour. And all of the 15 million Kenyans participated in the exercise.
So he says we planted 118 million. So So they're trying to actually make it look
Makes sense.
no, makes sense because that is the spokesman.
Yeah.
He came out and said a day after tree planting, Kenyans planted 118 million. So Citizen TV is trying to actually see how this is possible because that is a propaganda. He's saying in 8 hours, let's assume it's in 8 hours, and then that means per hour we have 50 million Kenyans. 50 million Kenyans. Do you remember the total amount of people, population in Kenya is 50 million. So it means even the children did plant. All right? And each and every person in Kenya planted three trees per hour. Is that even possible?
No.
So it is actually rumors. You see, if the government just says things and they think Kenyans will not understand. This is a TV. This is a national TV. And you can hear they're going to be blocked just because how do you say we planted 100 and ask people we go to the streets, we ask people, did you plant?
No.
Nobody
They say no.
planted.
Yeah.
So where are these 180 million trees coming from? And how are you the best in changing the climate if all of this is just rumors?
But I don't understand the agenda of. I'm trying to understand the agenda of them exaggerating the numbers.
See, because so that it can see that it's working, Jolie.
Okay.
Yes,
So it would make sense
it would
to the
make
even
sense.
people who are giving
Yeah, so that not even that, so that when rain comes, we planted.
One must have planted at least 3. Now this is everyone, including newborns, toddlers, and the very elderly, the sick in hospital, you name it. Further, in a household of 5, then it would mean that they planted at least 15 trees. Planting exercise.
Crazy, man.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. We didn't plant 100.
And even when you go through the comments, people are saying this is a government of lies, a government full of just propaganda. Literally, people know what's going on. But I always say one thing: we know so much, we understand actually what is happening. I think the 4 countries that we claim are jumps of: South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, and Ghana. I think we're very well informed. And another thing, we also have access of internet. Like, I think these 4 countries, we kind of much more developed than the rest, I'd say so. And this is why I think also why Keith was saying why we are jumps off and all that. But the problem is always the fear. People will speak on the internet, but when it comes to us implementing the words on the ground or pointing the finger in reality, like going to the person and mocking them, like, on the face, like, you did this and we're done with you, it's very, very impossible, because we've grown up in a system of fear where politics, let it be how it has been announced, that's how you're supposed to literally deal with it, that's how you're supposed to live with it. It's super, super crazy.
But if you look at the dictatorship government we have, there's just the fear of the unknown that you don't expect, because you're in a dictator, a person who dictates, you don't know what they're going to do next. That's, I think, what people are fearful of, because some people are like, I really want to do it, but when it reaches that day, you see nobody. So it's the fear of the unknown. They don't know what's going to happen. And the government has really made it a norm, or has really made it known, and through a lot of ways, that if you do this, there are repercussions on everything. So people are actually scared of the repercussions.
One thing about Ruto's governorship, Jacob Juma wonders. Jacob Juma once wonders, and he told, this was in 2016. Can you imagine? He prophesied this and he saw this coming in 2026. Sorry, 2016. And he told us, you are going to allow the same government of a Moise regime, a dictatorship government. And after that, Jacob Juma was assassinated. We don't know who assassinated him, and this was after the tweets and everything. But anyway, what I have to say about this, this puppet, having hosted the climate summit right here in Kenya, and it was the African Climate Summit. He has, he was the one who volunteered to host the summit. So of course he has to be among the top. He has to be on the list of the top, because he's volunteering to even host. And hosting comes with a lot of price. Hosting comes with a lot of making sure that these people have taken breakfast. The guests. Yes? Because it's like presidents coming, the UN members coming. Hosting has, you're using a lot of public funds to host the summit. So he has to be there. He has shown his dedication, so he has to be there. If you don't understand what is happening right now. Also, the other part is mobilizing Kenyans on planting trees. You know, he has to be there. He mobilized Kenyans to go and plant trees, and even made a holiday, a tree planting holiday for Kenyans to go and plant trees. So he has to be there as a climate changer because he's making sure that we go
I mean, let me ask you, now talking, do you think that he definitely knew that this list was going to come out? That was like last week he had a
Probably.
Yeah.
There is always nominations of those people, so he thought he knew. And after that, bringing electric cars, he's even moving to eco-friendly environment. So he has to be there on the list of the climate changes. So he has proven he's supposed to be there. This is why you're seeing him among the list. And also, you know, he's doing the most when it comes to this Vision 2030, sorry. And you're seeing what is happening. You're seeing right now we are flooding. We have floods in the country, in Mombasa, and in the most driest area. But instead of him trying and finding ways of how to harvest this water, he's actually letting people die. They bought motorboats. Why are they? But
somebody was saying, how comes it is the most driest places in Kenya never ever gotten any rain, and then from nowhere they're now flooded?
Imagine this area always floods.
Yes, that's what we are.
How is it possible?
It is possible.
How?
It has always been like this. You
But
know, when
ask
it
yourself
comes,
how, because it's really dry.
it's a cycle,
Yeah.
money. It's a cycle. It is, you know, we have different seasons, and this is not even climate change. We know very well, even when we were growing up, we had different seasons. This is why we have people planting on this month, people harvesting on this month. So what happens is, in that area, you know, it's like a plateau. It's a tableland. So what happens is the northern part of Kenya is the most driest area when in some months, in the seasonal months of the calendar. But now when it comes to rain, because it's a plateau, it will of course flood. But now this is something that has been recurring itself all the time when we have heavy rainfall. But you know what the government has not done? It has not even found ways to curb the problem, because you cannot be experiencing drought and famine during the sunny seasons, and at the same time during the rainy seasons you're also flooding. You know, these people die out of hunger, and also they die out of flood. Imagine how, you know,
they still go out to vote.
It is super crazy, but that is what is happening in the 254.
But before you continue, I see Shimoni in the building is saying expressway is a good thing for our country. The problem is exaggerated price of construction.
I mean, if it's a good thing, it's supposed to be free. Why are people facing for the roads? Because if we want to curb first and foremost the traffic, because expressway iko juu, si ndio, na kuna chini. I think the reason as to why they were actually made is for us to curb the traffic that was already exaggerated on Mombasa Road. So tukiwa na magari zinapita chini na zingine zinapita juu, I do believe that is a way to curb. But the reason as to why we still have traffic each and every day is because people have to pay. And look at it right now. You want me to pay bills, pay taxes, pay fuel price, and still pay for an expressway?
Shout out to Bray, Karibu Sana, and thank you very much for being with us on today's episode. I see Odio Aimbo is saying, how are you? We are fine. How about you? And Karibu Sana Sharik.
And to everyone with us also on YouTube, kindly as you join, do remember to hit that like button, and of course as we continue, that is what our president has been applauded for. But on this other end, to how our president got his seat, I've seen Wafula Chebukati as well has been awarded. Wafula Chebukati and the IEBC, which is the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, have been awarded in Portugal for conducting and delivering a credible election in August 2022. Back to the quote. Once a white man praises you, you know you failed. In Portugal, not in Kenya. Why can't we give the award in Kenya? Let us be the ones to decide, and dictate to how we saw the drama before even the announcement of election and the results, you know, what was happening. MPs, MCs fighting. He was hit.
With that chair.
You know, let's talk about the drama. The drama that happened before the results were announced. But they're saying that the retired chairperson is even retired. But I think his life was under threat.
Yeah, he retired. You know, there was chaos and commotion about the IEBC after Raila lost, and you remember the way he went to the court with the truck full of evidence.
I cannot go and get a
I can never forget
forget
that.
it.
A whole truck full of evidence, and then there was no enough evidence.
They're saying that the retired chairperson of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, Wafula Chebukati, has received an award for conducting a credible election during the Kenya's general election in 2022 August. Together with the IEBC, Mr. Chebukati won the Elections Management Award and came in runners-up for position for the election economic award at the 19th International Electoral Affairs Symposium and Award Ceremony held in Portugal. He says, I believe this award is well deserved. And they also saying that previously Mr. Chebukati delivered a Kenyan note presentation at the conference titled Kenya 2022 Election Success Story, Leveraging Technology for Increased Election Intelligence. He says, I spoke about the use and impact of technology in Kenya election, reflected on lessons learned from 2017 general election, and explained how we leveraged technology for the 2022 general election. The leverage of election that you were talking about 2017, which costed someone's life that was also in charge like you, because we know Israel Musando. Musando was, we know he was murdered. The family also knows so. Personally, I disagree with this. None of these awards again deserve the 244 really by any African
This
country.
man doesn't even make sense, because I remember we had people at Serena Hotel trying to report live and are telling us who won the election, and then he's in the Bomas of Kenya also trying to tell us same thing, who's won the election. So it doesn't make sense. That was not a free and fair election, because why do you have two parties that were one party that was working together now becoming two parties, and one wants to announce its the election
results.
its own results in a different place, and the other one is left in the in Bomas of Kenya trying to announce its own results. So this election was not free and fair, and this is just lie.
I mean, if the symposium was in a different country, right?
Yeah.
It was not in Africa.
Of course.
Now, when you look at now him getting all these awards, he's getting awards because there is somebody in there that he put there, and that is his reward. Look at him when he actually resigned immediately. He didn't take even like less than a few months. He retired from office. And when you look at what he went out with, because it was a crazy amount of money, crazy amount of money, and you ask yourself, for what purpose is this? Is it a thank you?
And he was paid.
You know. But the retirement, is it bond? Is it what is it? The retirement fee. There is, like, when you retire from office, kuna pesa unapewa. It was exaggerated. Nobody has ever.
It was the rise.
Yes, it was even bigger than the presidents. You remember former President Uhuru Kenyatta's. It's super crazy. Now you ask yourself, he's getting all
I
this
bet
awards.
it was to silence him. You better shut your mouth.
It's a thank you, Katie. I don't think it was silence. So thank you. It's a thank you for what you did. I don't think it, because if it was silence, the government doesn't silence. You disappear. We saw that happening even in 2017. So it's a thank you note for whatever you did. And of course, even these awards are maybe some of the things he was promised to do. So we don't actually appreciate, because just like you said, I do agree. If you are supposed to get a credit for what you did, then meaning your office is supposed to be in agreement. It was circus during election. We would have had a fair election if it was everything was on the same and people were in agreement. But the sarcasm that went through and through during the election, you don't deserve any award.
Actually, the person who was under him was the one reporting in a Serena Hotel.
Yeah.
This woman, what was her name?
I can't remember the
Yeah.
light skin one.
Yeah.
I remember her. But that is what is going.
Light skin. That's how I remember her. She was light.
Yeah.
She was light and short.
But that is what is happening in the 254. You can let us know also, for those who shall be catching this on a replay, for those who are with us on TikTok, what are your thoughts regarding Chebukati being awarded for him being amazing, in delivering the 2022 elections? And of course, we'd love to know, because we saw we had the like we were discussing earlier, the international monitors who came to monitor the election. So you can't tell me is the one to be given the credit while we had also monitors. Like, come on, do better. But anyway, moving on to the next discussion about also something we discussed yesterday slightly on the culture show with Kamlej, but I also want to hear also your thoughts about Mother Karua. She's telling people to go back on the road, literally. They say that, because of the cost of living, the high taxation that is being imposed on a daily, and fuel, which I question personally. Fuel, because I'm certain such people are not even feeling the pinch of a fuel. They're not. If you have money to fuel your car for you to just go hold mandamano, wow, me.
But also the government, I think, also releases the people in government fuel money that they use in their offices, so they don't actually remove them from their own pockets.
Yeah, because I had Kamlesh was telling me, as long as you are a member of the parliament, you are literally going to be funded and salaried every month.
Even in the opposition.
Yeah.
But now, even if it's not in the opposition is being run. It's like another new government. Who runs it? Where is the finances? Easy budget zote za kuenda. Who remove? Do you think they take their own fuel money?
No.
They don't, of course. Even if it's not by the government or the people, there's somebody who funds it, so they don't get a pinch directly from their pockets.
So she says we will go back to the streets if the bipartisan talks fail. And I wonder which bipartisan talks, because I think since the beginning of the year and since they lost election, which was election, they have been having this bipartisan talk, and we've seen
rumors.
The demonstration of since March till July. How many lives are being caused? We had a victim from Kisumu who was shot 8 times. And apparently he survived, but still we didn't even see even Raila Odinga himself. Apart from just using people like Eric Omondi. I think this is why they even work together. I'm not sure, because I see Eric Omondi every time always popping at Raila's. They're always like, on meetings, on all these, whatever they are, on every meeting that they are attending. Bipartisan talks. Are you still going to discuss about you losing election? If you're still going to vie for election next time, if you should be given much more time, or what is it? Because every single time again, the opposition's agenda is never about the citizens. The opposition are here to distract us as a nation, not to make us move, nor even call for a revolution. But she says, we'll go back to the streets if the bipartisan talks fail. We want 8% additional tax on the fuel removed. That will help the cost of fuel to stabilize. Currently, taxes in Kenya are feeding corruption, not services, which is true. But are you sure you're going to help? That is the agenda. What's your guys' thought?
I think one, by the fact that I said rumors, this bipartisan is a rumor.
Yeah.
We have been waiting for the bipartisan talks for the longest time.
Since forever.
Since forever. So it's a rumor that they are going to have a bipartisan talk. But anyway, going back to the now opposition leader talking about going back to the streets. Kenyans, must we be mobilized by the opposition to make sure that the government knows that we are hurting?
It's not a must.
It's not a must. We are hurting. These people are not hurting.
That's a good
but
question.
They want us to make sure now the country is shaking again. It's like destabilization. They want to destabilize the country or disable the country, and once there's that commotion, the government will come and tell you we have lost $2 billion during those days of demonstration, and that is
last time they said how much? 2 billion.
In how many hours?
In hours.
And by the fact that now they always come and tell us we have lost, this shows that we are going to increase the taxes even more. We're not going to reduce anything. So I don't think it's a must for us to be mobilized to go to the street to tell the government we are hurting, or for the government to know we are hurting. The government already knows we are hurting,
and we should be able to understand.
And
they should know that we are hurting, and you know, it's not a little pain, it's like so much pain. So what do? We don't wait for the opposition to come and tell us, can we go to the streets? Why don't we go on ourselves? And I say, the only thing that will save the country again, it's either the Sri Lanka way, a coup, or an impeachment. This country is going nowhere with Kenyans being mobilized all the time by the opposition. And remember, this is a planned opposition. In Africa, we have planned oppositions, and this is why you have Baba keeping quiet all the time. Right now, is he talking?
Cinderella.
I mean, we saw him at the Africa Climate Summit. Yeah, he
You
was
met
there.
King Charles? No, you know it's funny. It's funny because there is no bipartisan talk going on. Because if it was a bipartisan, you guys are not even supposed to be seen together.
Exactly.
But you're the one introducing me. In fact, it was Ruto introducing Raila. You could
To-
see
to
King
King
Charles,
Charles.
you know, videos going viral. And Raila was like, I got a direct invitation. Don't forget, Rigathi Gachagua came and said, this man will never step in the State House. Unajua? And he said this is the government changing. Now, bipartisan talk, they said personally, I think I reported that when this month started, or last month, they said this is going to be the last, by the end of this month, they're going to come to a conclusion of what they have been discussing. And that's now they're saying if it doesn't work. But again, how long is this? You can't tell me you've been talking for a whole year. Stop lying to people.
the last
You are talking for a whole year and you are seen together. I mean, what are you talking about? You know, it's just lying to the people. And people are so stupid to see that, oh, Raila anaenda huko juu eti anaenda
Organized
It is
opposition.
not like that. They actually, you can find that they've been put there. They know they're always friends. They're
It's not that you
smiling.
can find. They are
They are
put,
put
there.
there, yeah.
Why is
And
Raila always the opposition of this country?
Exactly.
Since I got to know myself, why is it Julius Malema is the
Yeah,
the opposition
opposition.
of South Africa? Since
Exactly.
we got to know ourselves, we have never had other oppositions in this country. We grew up knowing Raila,
but they're not known, you know. He always has a team pushing him, of which he doesn't retire.
But
That is the
you
funny
know,
part.
I'm saying
Yeah.
Raila is always the leader
leader,
of the
yeah.
opposition party.
Yeah.
Why is it like that?
Yeah.
they're paid.
So,
Yeah.
so what I can say about it, once this is not, first and foremost, these people are wanashutiwa. You guys are in cars,
Yeah.
protected by big ass security
what they
team.
do, they try to shoot the car of the oppositions to make us think for real
that
they were
are
trying to assassinate.
Yeah, exactly. And there's all these things is planned. If you definitely understand how politics runs in Kenya, and it's not even in Kenya. Funny part, it's politics
Africa at
everywhere.
large.
You know, so there's somebody who is actually controlling, because you can't tell me I'm facing the same thing. Nigeria is facing the same thing, you know, and we're not even neighbors.
Liberia
yeah,
right
Liberia,
now.
like all African nations. After president, kuna opposition inapigana.
Man.
After he, kuna he, and then they come together. After you want to tell me, even if you are going to change the nation 1 year down the line, are you going to change him on his third year? Are you going to change the government on the 4th year when he's actually finishing his elections? It doesn't make sense to me. So these elections and this bipartisan talk, there is no talk that is actually going. And if it's happening, it is what you expect. They are going to be together. They wanaenda kupatana. Handshake is gonna there's nothing new.
Imagine the civilian the citizen is always the person who will be left in the middle
Suffering
of all that.
everything,
Yeah?
yeah.
No, Raila mobilized you to go and demonstrate. You lost your life. Ruto told you, I'm going to lower the cost of living because
Yeah.
you're demonstrating, and you waited.
Yeah.
And right now, Ruto and Raila are telling you we are going to have a bipartisan,
Bipartisan talk.
and then they go and handshake. You're left in the middle of
Yeah.
nowhere. You don't even know where you lie, in the opposition, in the government. You know, it's always a confused thing in Africa. And I hate the fact that now we must wait for the opposition to come and mobilize us. Why don't we go to the streets ourselves?
Yeah.
Eh? Why don't we take the Sri Lanka way? I feel like that is the easiest way. 53 million point something. 53 point something million Kenyans. Why can't we just go to the State House and attack the president?
Well, that is a very good question, and I hope for those Africans and Kenyans who shall be catching this, you need to go figure that out, because That's a very good question. Why must you always wait for the opposition to come and tell you, yo, you need to realize the cost of living is really like sucking up on you. You know, you need to realize that the price of fuel is really sucking up on you. We need to be able to actually have the clarity and mentality to discover when we're being literally oppressed.
Yeah, in
That
fact,
is-
if we follow the opposition first and foremost, it's already known by the government, and the opposition is also part of the government, you know. So they already know what is coming. But if we have it,
but they do.
yeah, if we have it by ourselves, they don't know what to expect.
These people
where
really-
to expect. It's going to be like a bombshell. Oh, people are really serious. Kenyans are really angry. But if we go with the opposition, you wait for directives before he says. They already know where you're going today. So how are you going to even change it if they are following you to Isili?
And
They are
this is
following
why
you to
I'm
Si-
telling
Yeah.
you, it's up to us right now. You cannot wait for a man to wake up from Bondo and let's go to Isli.
Yeah.
Let's go to. Is the president in Isli?
I know.
The president bared his steps in Isli.
He's in the state.
He's in the state house.
Yeah.
If you
Out
want
of
to
the
meet the
country.
president, you go to the state house.
Or
Out
even
of the
everybody
country.
just make noise in every county.
I
Let's
was
have a
to say-
circus nation.
I was to say, I agree with you when you say that the president already knows, because
Yeah.
well, I think once they make this decision, they already talk to the opposition,
Of
like, yo, you
course.
come up with these suckers and talk to the
Yeah.
IMF to find you 1, 2, 3, you know, or to pay you 1, 2, 3, or
Or
whoever.
even the country.
whoever is in
Maybe
control.
we are even the ones funding the demonstration. Yet we
Probably,
are here.
true.
We don't know.
Yeah,
We are
that could
talking
be-
about foreign debts and we are funding demonstrations.
That
The
could be very
demonstrations
possible.
that we are saying that, you know, he's fighting about the cost of living. Who told you? Who told you he's suffering just like you are?
I mean, we are not
Yeah,
adding
right.
it directly.
Right.
but
Saying.
it's our
Right
man.
now he's
It's not
not
the same.
talking. He's not talking. He has not talked about the price of
Aliongea ja, you guys didn't see it. He wrote. I reported it in the morning.
Okay, he talked yesterday.
Yeah.
But for how long has he been quiet? Even I saw the daughter defending him. Ati simulimwambia arudi Bondo, wachana na babangu. That is what.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw that and I was like, okay.
You took my paps at home. You told him he cannot be the president. Why are you guys calling him right now?
Well, Africans, we should be able to realize now false flags when we're being used, because this totally us being used again for them to be able to still meet their agendas, and their agendas is not. It has nothing to do with us. You understand, Martha Karua, Raila, and the rest of the Azimio la Umoja party don't care about you. They are not suffering the same as you. You are there, a common wananchi. You don't even know what a bicycle literally feels like. You not even leave alone seeing it, what it feels like, you know, riding a bicycle. We're talking about people who have machines, heavy machines, and they're being funded petrol, fuel for every month or for every day, and they're still gonna be salaried for putting a distraction on you, and your life is gonna be at risk. And you know what, at the end of the day, nobody's gonna come and cover up for you. It's the same old leadership that we need to realize needs to be changed. But before we get closer to wind up, time is really running so fast. I see there is something that has come out really disturbing. There is a female student who has been flogged brutally by the school resident pastor for being late to a Sunday service, Sunday church service. Can you imagine? I don't know if it's a video or there's an article of it. Well, there's a pictures. She's been brutally beaten at the back, so bad, flogged. This is super crazy. They're saying that a resident pastor and educator at St. Peter's Combined Christian School in Mohalesti village in Sukune district, Limpopo, South Africa, has been suspended for allegedly assaulting a female student for being late to a Sunday service. Let me just go through the comments and hear what's
Wow,
Nganga
it's
vibes.
giving Pastor Nganga.
giving
Did you
Nganga
see
vibes.
Pastor
the
Nganga?
audacity.
And the
That
woman
is
still go
disrespect.
back.
No,
Those people in that church are the problem.
You are crazy.
At this point, the people in the church are the problem, Joby. Haven't you seen Pastor Nganga preaching, calling
I've
people
seen-
dogs?
I've
Wewe
seen-
umbwa. Haven't I am saying the people
Yeah,
are trying to
Robert.
pelekea wachawi wa Nairobi.
Because I'm like, after everything,
The church
why
is still
It's
full.
And this guys, I mean, you guys have it, and it works almost every day. Because if you go to Taos, you can say go to Abu
Yeah.
It's always full all the time, and I'm like, I mean, people still go back. What does he do to these people?
Yeah, he must be
Because
using some juju powers.
Yeah, he tells them first and foremost, hizo 200 zenu pelekea watu wa pikipiki.
Hata si kwanza niwaambia 100 unaniletea 100 unataka niombee boma yako, watoto wako, sijui nini. Hiyo pelekea wachawi wa Nairobi.
But again, I don't know if you guys went to a Catholic school. I went to a Catholic school, and it was very strict because it was boarding. Now we would go to church every mass services very early in the morning, every day. And more, she was a teacher, but also a nun. But she would punish you if you made a mistake. You know, you couldn't sleep, you couldn't. I mean, there is just this entitlement that comes in with the church. This is why I'm not surprised, because I've seen this happen even in my former school. Pastor alikuwa anachapa watu, the priest. You're like, what is the priest doing? I mean, how is the priest involved with the student? If he's supposed to preach and go, I mean, what is it?
I understand in some Catholic churches we have priests as teachers, and they actually, you know, they say this is instilling discipline. And
But now that, but our school was not, the priest was a priest. He was not a teacher. You know, he was a priest that was feeling obligated, and he could beat students. He could cane you if you made a mistake.
This is so wrong.
Yeah.
This is a that bad behavior right here that we're seeing right here in South Africa. Man, I think South Africans, especially among the black community, they really go through a lot. If I really want to go to this country, but again, every story you literally discover about South Africa every day is traumatizing.
Yeah.
You're talking about xenophobia. You're talking about 40,000
children being bullied up to
School.
dying.
I think it's
After
because
dying,
they have, I think because maybe they have a lot of white people.
Pon child that I
Yeah.
heard you report and all
No, that was in the USA, but in South Africa, I've never reported this story of a young boy who was bullied to a point that he committed suicide.
Yeah, it's super crazy. But look at it. I think because they have a lot of white people.
Yeah.
A lot. Now there is that effect of colonialism that have also gotten into them personally. So they've even practice it by themselves. Do you even find even them
The culture is
fighting?
there.
Yes, it's
Westernization.
It's called assimilation. You know, they take somebody's culture and they make it their
Their
own.
own.
You know, so it's like really bad cultures that have been going there. You find that's why we have bullies. That's why we still have slavery, because right now the white people have normalized it, and being that the white people, even there's a higher percentage of them there, it actually has affected South Africans even mentally, behavior-wise and character-wise. I think that might be one of the biggest problems.
Well, I think it's a high time, just like what Katie said. It's a high time also as African people we realize that this religion psychosis is really becoming. We need to start questioning it. You know, it's a high time people start questioning which God is this that allows you to be. You can't tell me that, you know, if I give you. They say actually. I remember we grew up with the notion of God accepts, Jesus accepts any amount of money you give.
Yeah.
So long as you usikose kutoa, hata kama ni kobole.
Yeah.
You know, because I remember I used to steal my Sunday school money every time. I used to be given 50 shillings. 20 bob ndio ya chat, 30 bob ni ya snack.
Jesus, you're better, because sisi tulikuwa tunapewa hadi shilingi. Anything, just put anything. Like
When
a
I was
bob.
little
Yes.
like this, you know, my mom was like the devil in the family. Sorry to say this. My mom could wait tupewe sadaka. You know, my mom never used to go to church unless there's an event or unless she wants us to get baptized. So alikuwa nakaa kwa hivyo anaongojea. Umepewa ngapi?
And then she said,
200. Leta, kwani unaenda kukula huko? Shika hii mbao.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There's such kind of moms too. And there's such kind
Me, I
of
would even be given
guardians.
20 shillings. I'd go and look for change and pay 1 bob. Even I don't know. I never felt guilty, because even in high school, you know, the problem is with when you're in a Catholic school. I don't know why this happens, but there you go and everybody lines and goes.
Yeah.
In Catholic, from the last person behind, you stand up so you cannot
You
sit.
go. So
if you don't have money,
you go
you
like
bow.
you bow like
You
this.
bow. Yes.
And everybody will
Catholic
be
is like
watching.
that.
I don't know
Everybody.
about that.
I mean, you
Yeah.
see, it's like, for example, it's like this is a church, right? So it's benches. The priest is there, right? So the people who actually take the offerings stand at the front.
Yeah.
So we start from the last person.
Yeah.
So you stand, the next person stands. You go
I
in
know the
circles,
lining.
yes. And then the next bench. Now, if you don't have, because Joby, you can't
You
sit.
can't be left
You
when
can't
the
sit
seat
because
is empty.
everybody is going, you know.
Yeah.
So if you don't have, you go there. you bow. So it is sometimes
It was
embarrassing to bow. So you just
I
get-
remember sometimes my mom used to take a lot of money or all of the money, and then she's like,
Go
"Go,
and bow."
you're not going to eat. You're not going to eat dinner."
Yeah.
So we used to bow all the time. My dad asked me one time, "Why are you always bowing and I give you money?"
I remember some people would just carry anything and pretend it's cash. Because they don't even take
Even
just,
a paper.
Even a paper. Just pretend.
Even
Nobody-
tissue
Borrow
paper.
and drop.
Yeah, because so that you don't bow. Nasema ukibao, I don't know. Don't bow.
Yeah, ukibao sasa si watu wataona ule kila siku ananga sadaka.
And then ask yourself, if they say that God provides, God gives, why does he need our money if he has everything?
Exactly. And why does it need big money like Pastor Nganga is saying if you remove
Why does he need
$5,
money
that
if
is
he
not
made all
enough?
the money?
How do you say? Do you know how many people literally cannot afford $5 even in a day, even in a household?
Yeah.
Utapata kuna mtoto amejinyima amekula sukuma the whole week. Literally, they've eaten kales the whole week so that they can save at least $1 for the service.
Yeah.
Literally.
Mnajengea mapasta nyumba za gorofa na nyinyi mnafagia kweli.
Africans, you need to realize again, yeah, that is the thing. We're literally making these people rich off our money.
Yeah.
They are literally working us off through fake religion, which most of
Yeah.
them even know right now it's a fake religion. Most of these even pastors understand this is a fake religion, and since they know how they can literally take money from Africans and we believe and dwell on anything, just make believe, like I've said before. Make believe to Africans and that's it.
They
You
spread
got
hope.
it. You got it.
I think when you go for theology classes, you're even taught spread
to-
hope. You know, because
Yeah.
if somebody is desperate, so long as I give you hope, you
Hope,
believe.
yeah.
Just hope. And they'll make sure they get the best in you to spread the hope
They
you need.
actually tell us we live by hope and
Yeah.
faith.
And
We
that
live
is
by
the-
faith and
that is-
hope.
that
That's
is
the
the
same
agenda.
thing. That's the same thing with also the politicians. We hope God, with even involved religion in it.
Yeah.
We hope God is gonna help us curb the situation of inflation and all. That was what Ruto said some time back.
But ask yourself, how is hoping going to help if you don't do something about it?
Nothing.
You have to, Joby, I can hope I'll get 50,000 tomorrow, but I won't sit down. I have to go and look for that money.
Yeah.
So it's the action, it's not the hope. The hope is just here to confuse you, but at the end of the day, it is you personally, it is the energy you give, it is everything that you give is what is gonna make you get that money. But now if you're seated at it, I'm gonna do this,
I'm
sometimes
hoping to eat dinner.
Is it
No,
manna?
not even
Knock
half
and
of
you shall
my
receive.
I know, and then you knock.
Yeah, knock and you shall receive.
Money,
Yeah.
manna.
The other one is, ask and you shall. It's ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, ask
Knock
and-
and it shall be opened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they say. now.
Madayo sabasaba.
That's what Africans will living on. But I do hope this guy is gonna be arrested, and of course he needs to face charges. And the rest of also the pastors in Africa.
You
who
know,
practice
me,
such.
I keep on saying sometimes it's not even up to sometimes we don't have to leave these people to the government to deal with the government. You know,
we deal with them.
the true democracy is mob justice, Joby. We can never find true democracy if we don't deal with such people.
Yeah.
Right now in Africa, we don't have democracy and we don't have the right justice system. A person like that who is capable of beating somebody like that, what justice system can change that?
Nothing.
You need to deal
Then
with
go
that
back the
person
same.
before you give
I
them
agree
to
with
the
you.
police.
I agree with you because actually they make it a norm because once you come, I arrest you, then you have the money to bail yourself
Yeah.
out. You're gonna repeat the same mistake because you know it's a system of just money, and then I'm good.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Me,
on
I
that
keep on
too.
saying, in Africa, the only democracy you can get, mob justice. That is the true democracy we only practice in Africa.
But as we wind up, I see Keith in the building. Karibu sana. I also see Sister Sinovia Indigo. Nice to see you, sister. Welcome. I see Keith is saying, yes, Joby, you're more developed. That was on the story we were talking about Kenya. You're saying exactly 100%, Katie. Why are they the only people? That is the Raila and the opposition leaders. I also see you saying exactly 100%, Shmani. So true about South Africa. You're also saying that why does God need your fake money? I mean, why
God
does
is
he?
poor.
Yeah, they say they accept you the way you come, you know.
poor.
No, they are God is, you know.
They say they accept you how you
It's
come.
Jesus. Jesus is the poor.
Atakukubali
He's the son
vile
of
uko.
carpenter.
Bora tuoshe zambi zako, unajua.
Yeah.
Sinovia says that take the food, peace and love to you too. You're also saying take the food from your family and give it to your pastor so he can drive his expensive car and all
Yeah,
cars.
crazy.
True, Manzi. And I also see you saying that I call them pimp pastors. That is who they are. As Keith also
Apparently,
says,
they pimp a lot of stuff. They pimp people, kids. They pimp.
Keith says exactly 100% Shumani, your energy, and you're also saying exactly 100% to Katie. But we coming to the end of today's show. It has been a beautiful week. We appreciate everyone who has been with us on all the evening shows, the morning shows, and of course the mid shows. See you guys tonight. As for me on the Africa Today show, today I think we shall be talking about all these black American actors who are doing some doo-doo poo-poo shit. You know, talking about Makomu.
Shout out to
that
P.
guy.
Diddy.
Shout out to Diddy. Shout out to Will Smith.
Yeah.
And to all these man, Dwayne Wade, all these actors, basketballers, Joe Smith, that are just having to get in themselves butthole so that they can get some money and become famous.
Yeah.
Crazy. But see you guys tonight. Nonetheless, asanteni sana.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for the weekend. See you on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. I hope you get to stay safe, be aware of your surroundings, and don't forget to hydrate and mind your own business.
Thank you, family, for tuning in. See you on Monday morning at 8 a.m. Much love. Enjoy your evening.
Yes, asanteni sana once again. For those who shall be catching this on a replay, we hope you're gonna enjoy this. And of course, let us know how you feel about today's conversation. Back to the music. I shall be winding up with the Tabby for live. But naona system yangu inakataa. This is Bad Girl. I hope you guys get to enjoy. See you guys later.
You are now tuned in to the Youthings Talk Show. 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Youthings Talk Show.